God, that'll be good. Huh? Yeah, God. The wolf of ATL.
Whoa. Yes, sir. Yeah, we in the building.
Yeah, ATL in the building, man.
ATL in the building, man.
Yeah, you got ATL, you got Detroit.
You got the shirt on?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, you got the HOIATL shirt on.
And Memphis.
Yeah, look good on them.
5 cities strong. Right.
5 city survivors.
That's so strong out here.
Oh, he took a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we about to start right now.
I don't know if we got no hold on nothing though.
Sitting here.
Yeah, share this room, share this. Share it live, share it live.
Where you going live?
Atlanta.
Yeah, Sean Paul going live on HOIAtlanta, and Yeshaya you going live on.
Yeshaya Howard. On my
Yeshaya Howard. Detroit's on live, and HOIAtlanta going live. So we all going live. Every time. Get back. Okay, Con, I will.
Unleavened bread. That's why.
Okay, Con. Yeah, Elder, we gonna name the class. Huh? Okay. Yeah, we gonna name the class. Niggas on the we gonna slide. We gonna name the class Arms and niggas on the sideline. Yeah. We gonna put a cap on. Right. And you side with the fake Israelites.
Beware of the fake Israelites, man.
God. Oh, here. We got Uncle Pen, Pink Chronicles.
Uncle Pen didn't let me in. I had to go through the back door. Uncle Pen. Uncle Pen.
Whoa.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom.
We got the partner walk protecting the fridge.
I'm out here in Memphis with the Akim.
You making sure brothers don't get that?
We about to do a class. Mighty.
You keeping everybody sober, that's it. We got Yeshaya with the fire conducting the camera work. God. Okay, Con. Alright, so whoa!
Like, share.
I set it back up. Don't worry about it.
All praises!
All praises.
So we got the green light arms and niggas on the sideline.
We good? Let me let them know we're ready to go.
They see that title, it's like, God damn. You heard Black Bit? They see that title, they gonna send their arms right down even through the Sabbath. They were like, shit, that nigga.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, we is slacking.
Oh yeah, that light is perfect. That light is perfect.
But that's real, man. How the hell you say you're an Israelite, you in the camp, and the brothers out here doing the work of the Lord, you ain't supporting nothing. You don't want to help with nothing.
Right.
You just want to be in the sideline, talking about your ass at work 7 days a week. You ain't sending nothing for the brothers and the sisters in the camp doing the work for you, man. For the Lord, that's crazy, man.
Right, they gotta spend all their money on Eve, right?
Yeah, literally. Like, come on, man. And then when Yahweh try to come, yeah. You know, I was there for the new moon. Nigga, that's gonna be your last new moon. Lord's gonna chop your head off. Right. You come to the new moon, you don't bring no food, no plates, no cups, or nothing.
Worse than them.
Don't be spending $1 on water.
Right, you only come out when the elders around.
Brothers laboring all year.
All year.
Can't drag your ass out of labor. Soon we say the elder coming. Bring that up. I have to tell the elder, I said, I'm going to use your likeness. Make a flyer. Hey, if the elders are not going to be here just to get niggas to come together.
Hey, it's No. Niggas like that, though. Brothers like that. Brothers like that, you don't want to work with them. Soon as the boss come, they gonna snitch. Soon as the elder come, they gonna show up.
Right.
These the same two brothers.
Now that's facts.
That's just straight up. Soon as the elder come, oh man, the elder.
Yeah, show up.
I mean, hey, no different from me. The elder, guess what, elder? Hold on, dog. I'm talking about my elder from me.
There's some sisters too.
Yeah, sisters too, man.
Sisters play too.
Hell yeah, man.
They
You
want
don't
to
see
be seen
sisters
by
all
the
year.
Right.
Soon as
Want
the
to
elder
take
come
pictures?
around.
Want to take pictures
Take
with that?
Want to take pictures and everything?
You know what I'm saying?
You don't get your. Wait till your HOI shot come.
Want to take pictures with
I'm telling you, man.
Because his brother sitting here on like,
And bro, like, yeah, you hearing that? Yeah, there's a sacrifice. This ain't no light thing. Brothers got to call off for work. Brothers got to do this. Brother got families, kids, and all of that stuff. It's still sacrifice for the work of the Lord. You can't even help with alms or donations.
A donation.
And if you try some slick stuff, you're like, yeah, we're going to be here Thursday, this and that. Yeah, I got to go to work. What time you go to work? 7 o'clock. What time are you there right now? 6:30. So you can get to work early. But you can't get to work early for the Lord for camp. Ain't that crazy?
My daughter got a doctor's appointment.
Right.
The camp started at 8 o'clock. I know, just got in town with doctor. It's a doctor appointment at 8 at night.
Nobody.
Hey, we was told that.
Right. Yeah, for real. Yeah,
That was one of the excuses we got hit with.
You know that was straight up lie.
That's dumb.
8 o'clock at night, huh?
He said the doctor appointment 8 o'clock. We said, give us your doctor
What's
appointment.
he got? What's he got? Sisters or something? They gotta come in emergency?
Yo, all right, we told him, let me get your doctor's number and you don't know.
Yeah, man, we were told that.
Oh, it's the doctor's number.
Yeah, let me get your doctor. Let me call your doctor. He don't know.
How bad it went there?
I can't come to the feast, man.
Right.
I got no babysitter for my daughter.
Right.
Yeah, if I go fall asleep, so
that she ain't got
so
no
go to the
dress.
back, all right?
Lord, overlook that. He'd rather have her than worry about the dress. Every sweet nigga try to use, I got to come back. You ain't got no choice but to come now. Then when you show up with your son.
If you want to take a nap, give up the seat out, and somebody else sitting there, you go in the back and take a nap.
Where your damn son come from?
So, man.
So you was lying, huh?
He was lying. No, he calls me a black man hat. But we just listening and the nigga just lying through his teeth.
You sitting down?
And we just like, this nigga lying. But we're like, okay, all right, we hear you.
What's that yellow for me then?
We hear you. Like, this nigga lying, man.
Yeah, when it's time, it's a yellow.
One dude talking about his son is sick. Nigga, you ain't got no son. Why you lying?
Right.
Yeah, he's sick. What's up? What's his name?
We ain't named him,
Bro.
He 3 years old, we ain't named him yet.
What that HOI business looking like down there, man?
Right.
Brother must have slipped. He wasn't thinking.
Right.
I ain't got time for that right now. I'm on some other stuff. I'm like, whoa. What you mean you ain't got time for that?
Damn liar.
Man.
How you
Yeah,
going?
man.
You the what that? What you
See,
got?
I don't hit the yellow yet. That's
You ain't got time to handle
You ain't got
the
time.
body's business.
Hey.
Oh, that's why we can't get no numbers down there, huh?
And it's on the Sabbath, too.
Get nothing popping down there, huh?
Literally on the Sabbath, too.
You trying to make it in your sodomy world.
Right. So man, you got
I'm
time.
gonna say it.
Man.
Just
One
like
nigga
that.
try to
You
convert
still
us
trying to get a record deal.
Literally.
I have no choice but to believe that you part of the 5 City Revives.
Yeah, five city deceivers. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's them Sodom and Gomorrah cities.
Literally,
You
man.
trying to revive them.
You like, all right, go to camp, nigga in the studio. What the hell you doing?
oh, remember? Hey, remember we was literally up in the car. I'm dropping super hot fire.
Right.
Well, y'all have gonna catch super hot fire. Right? You know what I'm saying? Doing your own pleasures and whatnot up on the Lord's Shabbat.
What you thought of you?
Perfect.
Hey man, you know what? You know what?
Yeah, really.
They thought he was gonna say, yeah, take that.
That's what the Lord does say.
You want to get rebuked.
Right. You just asking for it at this point.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But they gonna see. You know? You don't want to support the brothers on war, on the battle. What was that? There was a movie I was watching, I'm telling you. The dudes in the movie, they're like, listen. They're like, oh, damn, son, I got shot. He said, shut your ass up, you motherfucker. Nigga, we all shot, nigga. You ain't the only one. Get your ass out there and go fight. What the hell you doing?
That's what we ought to tell brothers when they be like, you don't know what I'm going through and
Right. The hell you mean?
Right? What the Lord say, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13?
Yeah.
You know?
No tribulation or stuff.
Yeah, there's no tribulation that the Lord not putting upon all men.
Right.
Job 33 said the same thing. The Lord does these things oftentimes with men. You're not going through nothing that no other brother has not went through.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. People act like their problem is so unique.
Right.
Like they're the only Israelite that ever had the problem that they got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the only one under the curses.
You're the only one who live in that kind.
See that?
You know what I'm saying?
You hear him?
You're the only one who live out of order.
I'm playing with you, gang. Go on, mama. I got a personal relationship with God.
Look, see that?
That's how they come. Hey, I got a personal relationship with God.
Oh yeah, that's how they did.
That's why you don't know what I'm doing.
You know my heart.
Right.
You know my heart.
Yeah, but he do.
You know your heart. That's
He speaks to me.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
man.
What did he say to
He
you?
speak to the ones he speak to, the ones that keep the commandments.
Right.
I heard from the Lord. What you hear?
That the Knicks gonna win. That the Knicks gonna win.
Damn thing.
What did the Lord say?
I hate to break it to you,
Not
brother.
saying
I hate to break it to you.
But that was Apostle Khan himself. You know what I'm saying?
I had to ask myself that question one day when I was praying. And I said, Lord, I'm not even going to ask you. I'm going to ask myself. And in that instant, it hit me. I said, man, if the chariots is for us, why you keep on only letting the dang on Edomites sing?
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I thought about it. Every Edomite that you ever heard about who had an encounter with a chariot had a downside to that story. They riding back, snatch your eats all up, working them over.
And throwing it back down.
Put some shit in his ass. Cracking the vice over his nose.
Probing them or whatnot, I don't know, man. They always claim that the angels are probing them or something.
Right, they're assaulting them some kind of way.
And then you got a lion Edomite talking about he fought off 3 angels with a damn what?
With a tie iron.
With a tie.
He said he whooped 3 angels with one of those, man.
Celestial angels? That nigga
He's
crazy.
gonna be lying. You better read about Heliodorus. Heliodorus caught the worst ass whooping in history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In celestial form, man.
For real.
Alright?
That nigga hit
I
me.
seen 3 people.
Yeah, Esau gonna act like he put up a fight. He wanna play the old Custer. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, put up a fight, damn it.
Fight back, buddy.
Right.
He gonna smack you across the next
Tactical
world.
retreat.
Right.
Right. The Robert
What was that?
Because you put tactical in front of it, that make your retreat sound more masculine.
Right.
Uncowardly. Tactical retreat. Basically, you say every man for yourself at this point.
Save your life. Run for your life.
Man whooped on his ass for 3 days.
Right.
You know, you was gonna just run in on Gad and them. And they served them up for 3 days. That mark said, tactical retreat.
He looked up.
He looked up,
I'm live right now. Quick roll call. Say who you are. What HOI city you in?
Good. All praise Yahweh Shem Shai. Brother Ariel from HOI Chicago. Good.
Uncle Pennywell from HOI Detroit. Come.
Good.
Brother Yeshaya with the fire. The one and only Yeshaya with the fire.
One and
You
only.
might hear somebody else call themselves there, but nah, the one and only right here. Memphis, Tennessee.
Minister Nadiv, HOI Chicago.
HOIAtlanta, man, HOI Chicago.
HOI Milwaukee, Blue City, Kazakh.
HOI Detroit, that would die.
That was God.
All praises. Gabar Noir, HOI Chicago. All praises to Most High.
Sadat Gabar, HOI Milwaukee. One of y'all shop.
And last, lo and behold,
Life saving.
take consciousness.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Break your chains.
Introducing, ladies and gentlemen.
AKA
Life saving. Life saving.
What you say?
Introducing.
Deacon Shalpa, HOIATL. Kwame Shalom.
All praises.
Bill, we on your back in the morning.
Right.
Bill, wear your back and bone stripping.
Right. Yeah, man.
So we in here, we chopping up, got the brotherhood going on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High, right?
Crank it up.
Shout out to the hosting city, right? HOI Memphis, man, in the building. Right, hosting city, HOI Memphis, man. You want to give us a little insight on the lesson today, King?
Yeah, kind of. Well, we're doing a roundtable lesson today where everybody's gonna be bringing us a precept, giving you some edification, basically, right? On a couple of topics. The first topic we want to talk about is beware of fake Israelites, right? All Israel is not Israel. So we're gonna bring out some indications to let you know what to beware of and what to look out for. Because you need to understand and know who's trying to keep you from doing the work, who's trying to keep you from being great. So we definitely want to talk about that, expound on that a little bit. We're gonna go into some Shabbat scriptures, of course, because today is the Shabbat, and the brothers also got a topic they want to bring out. What's the name of the topic, Ariel?
Arms and niggas on the sideline.
Right. Arms and Negroes on the sideline, right? Or like we want to say, niggas on the sideline.
Right.
We can say that because we are those so-called NIG. What they call it in the
What they call it, ninjas.
In the dictionaries, NIGER, right?
Right.
When you go into the Strongs, they pronounce it nigger, right? They pronounce it like that. And that's what the so-called white man actually calls us. That's what we call ourselves, just not with the hard ER. So y'all know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's not derogatory. It's just to show you, this is what some cats are doing. Matter of fact, we might need to call them with the hard ER. They not like us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are the topics of the little round table that we having right now, man.
That's right.
And Shabbat Shalom to the nation. Nothing but love, man. Yeah, we trying to do this for Yahuwah. We trying to bring as many of our people to the fold. That's what it's all about. Never vainglory, never cloud chasing, none of that stuff that these fake Israelites that we're about to talk to you about be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. We got to talk about that, man. Fake Israelites. When you come into this truth. First and foremost, we know our people are Israelites by blood, right? But a lot of our people have Greek or Babylonian or American, Western state of minds, right? And they don't really give that up, but they claim to be Israelites. That's what we mean by fake Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the two ponytail, broad cup hat wearing people over there in the state of Israel that's dying from melanoma.
Right. Bacon for their sideburns.
Yeah, we're not talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Right, we're talking about the actual bloodline Israelites that's supposed to come into the truth, but they don't give up their wicked ways. We're talking about those kind of fake Israelites. Right, beware of those kind.
Right. Precept.
Bring it on.
It's only right that we start off with this. This is somebody else can get Jude 1 and 4, but this Galatians 2 and 4. Primary precept to the subject matter of the lesson. It says, and that because of false brethren unaware is brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberties, which we have in Christ Jesus, or in Hamashiach Yahushua, that they might bring us into bondage, right? Mm-hmm. So when we read this precept, the Lord is letting us know that in addition to, we already understand the scripture says that all Israel is not Israel, right? Because we know that there's 2/3 of our people who would never come into this knowledge, never will ever be able to accept it, right? But they are Israelites by nationality, but Israelite by chosen from the Most High to do His work, to keep His laws. They'll never be that way, right? But some of those Israelites, some of them who have a zeal, who want to serve the Most High, they come in amongst us, especially around these times when our feast days is up, and they come in as an Israelite during the time where we traveling all around the country nonstop. We in all the cities, you know what I'm saying? And it's an up time for us, and they coming in at those times, and they bit by that bug. But then when the feasting and the touring slows down, and it's time to really get boots to the ground in our respective cities,
right,
a lot of people true colors come out.
right.
Because now it's about them classrooms, really. It's about the books, you know what I'm saying, the studying, you know what I'm saying, a lot of counseling going on.
Okay.
And Brother Spirits is really being tried too, because you done took part in Day of Atonement, right? You done did Passover, you done did Tabernacles by this point. Like, and these are some of the feast days that you can't afford to be partaking in these and then trying to fake the funk with the Most High, right? Because even if the brothers don't see it right then and there, the Most High see exactly what you're doing. And he's gonna expose it. He's gonna put it on some brother's spirit to just kind of hide that extra eye at the right time to catch you do something that can be perceived as off. And even if that brother don't say it to you personally, for the sake of not trying to condemn you, he'll bring it to another brother, that two or more witness, right? Yeah. Brothers, I ain't saying he's guilty of it, but this is what I see. Watch him, right? See if you see the same thing. If it become unanimous, then brother get brought into a council, right? Because you got to ask yourself, if you constantly being pulled into council after council, right, rebuke after rebuke, you might want to ask yourself, is the Lord really dealing with you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might be one of those Israel who ain't really Israel.
Right.
The Lord woke you up to who you are, because it may be somebody that you gonna be responsible for bringing into this truth. But if you can't get past the rebukes, you can't get past the corrections, the counsels, and all of that, and the Lord still got you going the hell off.
This ain't for you.
This might not be for you, but more so than that, we have to acknowledge that those of us who he did call into this, those of us who are actually, you know what I'm saying, active duty.
Have to acknowledge it.
Right? Because brothers will put that friendship thing, we came in together. If he leave, I leave type spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't build your salvation around somebody else's. And brothers coming in like the Lord, like the scripture says, man, false brethren, unaware. Not because we too slow to peep it. No, you said you're an Israelite, we gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
So because of that, we're unaware of your true intentions.
Right.
Come to camp. Oh yeah, my baby got a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock tonight. I ain't gonna be able to make it. Right? Stuff like that. Brothers is paying attention to it. Your inconsistency. Right? You not showing up to the camps. You got an excuse all the time. You ain't doing none of the pull-ups. You ain't laboring with the brothers. Like, we don't just get together doing Friday and Saturday. We don't just get together doing feast days and high holy days. Like, Israel is a community, and we be together all through the months, all through the weeks. But these brothers, they don't. The more time you spend around us that's active duty, the more we able to try and engage, we can gauge your spirit, like the Lord told us to try every spirit.
Right.
So if you there, we able to try that spirit. And these are the things that's gonna eventually show itself, you know what I'm saying, in your spirit. But if you hiding and you know you're not really trying to be 100% in like you're supposed to, you're not gonna wanna be at the gatherings all the time, because you hiding from brothers.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the bad part, because you know, the brothers that's really going full force, 10 toes down, you know, they see, you know, the Lord gonna make sure they can see everything around them. Because even like when Joshua, you know, he told, oh, everybody come on and drink some water. And so those who drunk with their head down and those who drunk with their head up, they see more. You know what I'm saying? So those who 10 toes, Gideons. Yeah, and so those who 10 toes down, they have a certain spirit. You know what I'm saying? They have a spirit about the Bible. They have a spirit about, you know, how to go towards the Lord. But my point is that if you're not about this truth and you want to keep looking in, I don't want to look in to somebody, you know, passing out money to his people. You know what I'm saying? I need money passed to all of us. I don't want to see everybody just going up to the next level and I'm not going. Right. I don't want to see that. Now I don't mind seeing that if I'm about it and I'm making progress. I ain't trying to be on the same level or none of that. I just want to be about it and make progress. But if I'm not about it, What kind of spirit is you that want to look in and just see people doing better, and you don't want to do better?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
It should actually like the elder often says a lot of the times, should give you a righteous envy, right? It should actually light a fire up underneath you to constantly improve, right? So when a person is really kind of sitting up on the sidelines, and they kind of take their hand off the plow, and they're constantly being reproved about it and being inquired about the situation, that's gonna raise a problem. Real quick, let me get this precept, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, and verse number 1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed.
Right.
And that without remedy, meaning that nothing can help them outside of that destruction, right? And that's talking about one. We all know what, like, Israel is rough around the edges in general, but this is talking about one specific situation that you're always being reproved about, and you're never learning your lesson. I can see if, say for example, there's a man that often comes to the camp, but he struggles with the cigarette demon, right? We know that there is a practicality when it comes to breaking that demon, right? So he goes from 2 packs a day to 1 pack a day, 1 pack a day to a half a pack a day, a half a pack a day to no packs, right? Some people do it cold turkey, right? But if you constantly being told about that same demon and we seeing you double packed up in a pocket because it pop out, then you're not really applying yourself. And that becomes a problem in the sight of the Most High God. Not only up in the sight of the Most High God, but it's grievous and it's vexation to the Holy Spirit, man. Right? So brothers got to really be careful when just hearken to reproof. That is key.
Salakia, give me Proverbs 1 and 7, man. Yeah, Proverbs 1 and 7, right? Because you know we're saying it started out with Nadiv, and and then the uncle over here, he landed me back on it, and you kind of brought it home. People messing up in the truth, mess up after mess up, and then it's like you don't want no progress, right? Because that's what Uncle touched upon. You don't want no progress. You messing up time and time again. It's not like you doing a righteous man fall 7 times. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you getting back up. You know what I'm saying? Did you messing up? You don't want no progress. You just there just to be there. You're like, hey, she called me, pass me a drink, pass me a plate. Right. Where's the sisters? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you in this truth for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time for you to go through counseling, now what you brought it home with, it's time for you to go through counseling to be corrected. You don't want the correction, though. Right. You want everything in this truth besides the structure, the discipline, like Solomon said, the discipline of the Holy Spirit, the structure, the eldership, right? Because a lot of brothers, they see things go on in the truth, and then they blame the elders. Like, it ain't the elders' fault. It's y'all niggas' fault. Because the
person that you didn't listen to.
Same elders you ain't want to listen to. You wanted to go. Yeah, they refuse eldership. They refuse eldership. They want to start a cult. A lot of these guys are cultish. Like a real cult, like a scary cult. Like when I say go, it don't matter. Right. Yaju ass niggas. They make fun of Yaju, but they act like Yaju on the low. Right. They don't want no elders. They want no correction. You can't tell them nothing. They feel like they can out debate God. Right. They're so good at debating. They feel like they can out debate God if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Right. And these are the people that don't want no correction, and they falsely in the truth because they want to be in the truth for all the wrong things. They want the clout. Right. They definitely want Eve. Right. You know what I'm saying? They want the money. You know what I'm saying? They want everything carnal about the truth. But what they don't want is discipline, correction, direction, and eldership. Let me get Proverbs 1 to 7. King.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse number 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge.
The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. And Yahweh's not going to reach from the heavens and tell you, you are wrong, my son. He's not going to do that. Right. He's going to send brothers at you. He's going to put the spirit on brothers to correct you. He's going to put the spirit on the elders he put over you to correct you. Right? So that's what Yahweh's going to do. You got to hearken. Even if you don't agree with the elder is saying at the time, hearken unto it, think about it, meditate on it, and be like, okay, maybe there's something I gotta work on. I'm gonna work on it to the best of my ability. You know, Salakia Yahweh, I'm gonna work on it to the best of my ability. Be humble. A lot of these guys ain't humble. Read that again, King.
The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge.
Come on.
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
But fools despise what? Wisdom and instruction. I'm trying to give you wisdom, you despising it. I'm trying to give you instruction, you despising. Like, who is this nigga, man?
Right.
Who's this nigga to talk to me, man? Man, fuck this nigga,
Yeah,
man.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, man, whatever, man. The only difference between him is he just found out the truth first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you I could out precept him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes in their mind, they think like this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just respecting order, respecting eldership, they want to be an individual, like, or they want to start their own congregation where they're the boss, so nobody can tell them nothing, so they can sleep with all the damn women, right? Take all the damn money and take all the fame for themselves. Very cultish. Very cultish. Very, very, and it's scary. When I see it, it gets scary, and I fall back from people like that. Like, I don't want to really deal with you like that because I see the signs of it. You know what I'm saying? And I try to talk to you about it, and you don't want to hear it because guess what? You don't want no eldership. You understand? So that kind of thing, a lot of people got to look out for those fake Israelites.
I want to say one thing. And so it's like when you fall back, you really don't want it around you.
Right.
Because if you have a group, you don't want that person inside your group.
Right.
Because he would poison the group.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
A little leaven is the whole.
Yeah. And so I got that black beard. He would poison the group, and as he poisoned the group, you'll start to see your groups change. You know. Well, I came in and this was going on. You get rid of him, and new people come in. It's not going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they would affect the new and the old. Right. Because they'll push you more to work, trying to make sure everybody's still on point. And then when new people come in, they would affect them. So the best thing to do is get rid of them. That's why I say, something wrong with you if you want to look in. If you want to look in and don't want to be a part. Then when they cut you, you got to get back to looking in. It's something about just being close to you, but not being a part of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Around.
You could be there, but don't feel that connect. You don't feel that connection. And it's easy for you to want to make that if it's a them, like a brother. It's the brothers type thing. Well, really, it's a spirit thing.
Right. Spirit thing.
Your spirit is holding you back because you ain't right. You're looking at all these brothers who hanging together, loving on each other according to these scriptures, laughing, joking, and literally got the olive branch extended to you.
Right.
But your spirit won't let you fall in line with the body like it's supposed to because you still dealing with some issues that you apparently haven't came to terms with.
Right. You know what that spirit is called though? In a nutshell, it's called the procrastination spirit, right? Because you don't want to fully dive in. You playing double dutch, and you can't find the right time to really jump in. But keep in mind, like when you join brothers, you're not 100% like correct. You're not 100% right? But you join brothers so that righteous influence can take over you. I'm gonna give you a precept, right? And just follow me with this precept, right? Because it's gonna say something, but I'm gonna tell you literally why I'm bringing this out, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13, and verse number 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him. I brought this out because you are who you hang around. If you have righteous influence around you, then you'll be, you can say, defiled with righteousness, though, right? But if you...
Whatever you are defiled with will start to turn
Filter
around.
out.
Exactly.
Filter out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you stay around proud people, then what are you going to be? You're going to be proud.
That spirit of
And you're going to wax worse even. Right. So really, the truth, as much as people kind of want to be clicked up, no. This truth not about friends. You got the precept that talks about Noah, Job, and Daniel, who had to look out for their own souls and their own righteousness,
Right.
you know, and save their own souls. You have to do that same thing. It's not about everybody else, but it's about right from wrong. Scripture versus wickedness. You literally have to use the Bible, like I told brothers before, right? You have to use the Bible to literally check off all the attributes of the wicked. You have to use it as a checklist on how to improve yourself, because the Bible is a manual on how to be the righteousness of the earth and how to be a ruling class citizen, literally in righteousness. Because when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear the rule, everybody is mourning. And so when everybody is mourning, that's not good for you or for the body that you're a part of. So what does that tell you? You have to evaluate yourself. You have to see what you have to do to make yourself better up in this truth. All of us want our white hairs, right? I use white hairs as an example because when Christ was praying, he was transfigurating. You know, he was kind of getting his Dragon Ball Z on. You know what I'm saying? Literally, all of us want our white hair, and the white hair representing kind of righteousness. All of us want that, so we got to work hard to literally achieve that.
Right. Let me get some Rock chapter 10, verse 13. I saw you had your hand up, Bart.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this is just pride, and a lot of these people are proud for no reason. They proud for reasons that come out of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't done enough in the truth to even be proud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They haven't really done enough work to even be proud. But they so proud of of a debate because you can make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? They're proud, like, you know, and not for me to sound proud, or not to talk about the elders in a proud way. But brothers that been putting in the work done forgot about more work than you've even put in.
Right.
The brothers done forgot about.
They trying to maintain their status now.
Right. Brothers done forgot about cities they've been to and places they've been and things. They done forgot about it. They not counting that. They still trying to work on their crown. Right. But you done 2, 3. You barely done anything, and your pride is through the roof. Read that.
I'm gonna start at verse 12. It's Sirach 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker. Right? And we already know what they'll become like your worldly attributes, right? Because that's really it.
Right.
Still holding on to your worldly family members, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And verse 13 says, for pride is the beginning of sin.
See, this is why cats be getting caught up in all this scandal.
Right.
This is why you look around and now they gotta be counseled. They don't want counsel.
Nope.
Because the pride is now the beginning of them. That's why they starting to go off. That's why they not doing this or that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into details. They not doing something that they're supposed to be doing. Or that's why they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, right? That's off as hell, that is abominable.
Right.
Because their pride is making them sin. Read.
Right. And he that it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
I mean, can you drop the mic? The strange calamities that's coming upon brothers is because of their damn pride. Nigga, what is you so proud of? Why you can't listen to somebody that's been doing this 30, 20, 30 years? You know what I'm saying? What are you so proud of because you figured out a breakdown, or you think you know a different way to keep a Sabbath day, a new moon? You know a different type of way to keep a Sabbath day, or like, bro, what? You proud about that? Or you got a couple of different doctrines? You know what I'm saying? Like the sisters don't gotta wear their head wrap covered. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it may be. You so proud because what? Because you got some money coming in off of YouTube videos,
Right.
or you got people donating to you now off of Clubhouse. Well, I mean, I don't know, but it's stupid. This is the reason why cats is always in some shit. Just to be honest, that's why they in some shit. Because the Most High, like, I'm gonna mock you.
Yeah.
The Most High gonna mock you when you too proud, when you too big for your britches.
I want to touch that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to even
brother
touch on
over
that.
there.
You got something? Go ahead. Oh,
I'll be quick here. But I just want to touch on that. That's a beautiful point. Even every brother was bringing it out. So even with that pride, man, it's like, yeah, you clearly don't read the scriptures because pride take you away from the Most High.
Right.
So you can tell you young, and you can tell you ain't really studying because somebody read the book of Sirach 3 and verse 18.
This Sirach chapter 3 and verse number 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself.
The greater you are, the more humble you need to be. So you clearly ain't on the level of elders, deacons, officers, or just mighty men, captains. Because if you just came in and the Lord blessed you with some wisdom or a new breakdown, you don't get proud. They probably already got that before, bro. like I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
That came out before, bro. Like, glad the Most High dealing with you. But that still didn't came out before, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it said, the greater you are, the more humble you should be. Finish off, King.
The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord.
That's how you find favor. So you clearly don't even want favor with the Lord no more.
Right.
It's about self-worship now.
Right.
You self-idolizing because you don't even want favor with the Lord no more. Right. Because you're thinking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think one other point I wanted to make, which unfortunately, we always talk about 2/3. Some of them gonna come with fringes.
Right.
Like 2/3 gonna come with fringes. Yeah. And like we just think about it's gonna be nigga man Jake and the ones. No, they gonna be ones with fringes on too, man. Right. That's gonna be part of that 2/3. With probably hair wrapping women and fringes with men, man. And that's what the crazy part is because they come in prideful and they come in even with agendas and different things like that. So I got one more precept. Stay in the book of Sirach. Give me 13 and start at verse 4. We read 4 and 5.
This Sirach chapter 13 and verse number 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee.
Some people come in with their own agendas from the beginning.
Right.
They got their own set way, their own agenda. So that goes why they ain't trying to listen to no elder. They ain't trying to hearken. No, they coming in with a whole agenda on themselves. Right. And they gonna see be with you or the benefit or expense of you. They gonna do their agenda. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, King.
But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
Because he coming to use you.
Right.
That just be what it is.
Right.
Some brothers come in and people just, sisters too, but more so even the brothers come in because they want to be like, hey, they'll come in to be like, I want to come show you up because you're a mighty man.
Right.
I want to get close to you so I can show you up.
Right.
I can show you I got this
precept. All that social media stuff that's going on right now anyway.
God.
That's what it's really about. My brain bigger than yours.
Right. And people's uses.
I'm the Lord's favorite.
Yeah. And people's uses are kind of more than just monetary gain or for a meal. Right. It could be for just the sake of saying that I helped this brother. Everybody know this brother, but I did this, I did that. Didn't the Lord say up in Matthew chapter 6, in regards to your alms, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing? Right. You're not even supposed to mention that. You're not supposed to mention what you did for the next brother, or and even in that can go in regards to forgiving a brother.
Right.
You're not supposed to air out his laundry like, oh, he did this and I forgave him for it. You're not supposed to do that according to Christ. And keep in mind, Christ's word is law. It is law. Deuteronomy 18 and 18 tells you that plainly. Whoever does not go according to that, go ahead. Precept that real quick.
Sirach 19. It says, whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. Right. And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not.
Let's see that. So that's going directly into what's being talked about, man. Don't talk about other men's lives. Yeah, you done did this and that for that brother, but that's supposed to be between you and the Most High God. Right. That's not supposed to be for the sake of you trying to post yourself up to be this overly mighty man because you helped a mighty man. That's not what it is.
Where's the precept that says run the social media and do a damn whole hour and a half rebuke video on another brother
Let's see that.
Because all that's for monetary gain.
3 hours.
All right, and when they have they little ignorant moments that even Esau try to throw you some protection and shade on your bogus act towards your brother by not allowing the video to show, you know what they do? They go get with a more grievous Edomite and open up a Patreon account and say, I'm gonna push this niggerdom, whether y'all want it or not. Right. That's filthy lucre's sake. Right. All you niggas who are monetized on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook in regards to this word of the Lord, you niggas ain't no different than the Christian pastor who locked the door and tell the people they can't get out unless they put something in the collection plate.
Right.
Don't do everything for views.
That's what it's all about, bro.
That is what it's all about.
Who can they debate?
I got a problem.
Yeah, right. Let me get this one.
I got a problem with Op, and I ain't said a word to him.
Right.
The first time he found out I got beef with him is because we've been on a 24-hour damn marathon rebuking him videos all over social media.
Right.
That's how he found out.
No Matthew 18.
None whatsoever.
Not at all. Like they never heard of it.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Take this one precept to go with this.
Yeah, no. It's like I don't have to see you to know you stole something from me.
Right.
I had to be in the house. I know my house, and every time me and you know something, that come up missing.
Right.
If me and you know that that's there, if all of us know that that's there, it never come up missing. But it takes one person
Who
me and him to know, and it always come up missing.
Right.
I ain't got to. Most people, thieves are like this. They so revelous in their thieving, and just like a person's, I ain't got to know you sinning.
Right. They think they stealing something you don't you don't pay attention to.
Right.
And then so it's just like say we all together, and so one of us starts falling off. I ain't got to know you sinning. I can just tell by the way you falling off that you're doing something, that you're sinning.
Right.
I ain't got to see you steal from me, to know you stole from me. I ain't got to know that you're sinning, but I can tell by your pattern.
So back to the point we were saying earlier, that comes with laboring with brothers.
That's coming later.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got something off about if your intentions as Galatians 2 and 4 and Jude 1 and 4 alludes to, if you that false brethren that's trying to be around us for gain,
right,
you're not gonna be around us like that. You're only gonna try to show up when you think it's a beneficial and an opportune time.
Right. Think it benefits you.
You see what I'm saying? But brothers who laboring with each other, I know every last one of y'all brothers' spiritual energy.
Right.
When we come together, you can't come around me and try to. What's wrong with you, man?
Brother, you're counting.
You know what I'm saying? Because you forcing it. You trying not to be noticed. So that within itself is a telltale sign. I know your genuine energy when you come into a room, brother. We've been laboring together for too long for me not to know. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing like when you think like that, you would think Matthew 18, right? Because it's like, how I'm gonna let you come and say something off about a brother that I labor with? I know that brother. Right. He would really have to be going the hell off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From like, you know what I'm saying? And I would see something.
Right. Yeah. You gotta see something for to believe it.
I would see something.
Let me get this one precept to go with that. Because again, my brothers with the Facebook, the internet, and what they do, they're not doing it for the Lord, man. They're doing it for men.
And I got a precept
and they're doing
that I've been holding.
They've been doing it to try to please men. So this is the book of Galatians chapter 1 and verse number 10. For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ. That's what people doing, bro. They out here to try to seek to persuade men. They want to gain followers. They want to invite you to their new camp. They want you to come down with them or get to their new channel. It's all for them envious reasons, bro. It's never righteousness. And it's like, because I want to use you to big me up now.
If my status is higher than yours,
I want to use you to build mine. So that's why you know they ain't in the right spirit. And they clearly ain't. Christ saying, if you're doing it like that, man, you're not worthy enough to be a follower of Christ. Because you trying to please men and not the Father, man. So what are you doing, bro?
Did they call the elders on the phone, the people involved, and counsel it out that way. No, he ran to his social media site, and he was talking to his super chat fans, and of course your fans, without even hearing the whole story, gonna ride with you over him.
Right.
His fans is on his page doing the same thing.
You see how that,
And then neither one of them got the whole story.
but you see how that forces people into sin. That's why you must be careful up in this walk, because you can literally make people partake in sin. And now because you're a master
Just was talking about that.
many things, then now all that blood is upon your hands. But you leading the sheep off. Real quick, let me grab a precept real quick. Right, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 15. I love this precept. Then I'm gonna pass it to Onward Park because he's been holding.
Yeah, he been holding for a minute.
Right? Yeah.
What's the precept?
1 Corinthians chapter 5. Salakia, 1 Timothy chapter 5. 4 and 15. Salakia, 4 and 15. Salakia.
1 Timothy 4 and 15.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 15.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, and verse number 15. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all.
So literally by being an example, the magnificence of the Lord is gonna appear to all men, right? You don't have to be a super try-hard, right, to try to boost yourself and boast yourself up to be this thing that you're actually not, and you really faking the funk, right? Keep reading.
Verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
So think about it like this. If you continuing up in the doctrine and being an example to all men can save yourself and souls of many, then you not being an example can destroy yourself and destroy the souls of many.
Right.
Now the Lord then placed you personally responsible for all the damage that's going on within the nation that he loves. You have to think about it like that. So being an example is very important. Being a righteous example at that is very important, right? So when walking up in this truth, and being an example is not just you wearing a garment that trains 30 feet behind you or anything. No, it's the way that you walk, the way that you move as a king or even a princess of the Most High God, Yahweh, right?
So I've been holding this precept. You just brought it back home. So I'm precepting that now. That 1 Timothy 4 and 15 with Philemon 1 and 6. That the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you in Christ Jesus, right? The key word in that subject is effectual. Your works is supposed to have an effect on your brothers, as the elder called it, that righteous envy.
God.
Brothers are supposed to look at how mighty you moving and be praying for the Lord to put that same spiritual energy up on you. Mm-hmm. When you talking with your brothers and they bragging about how the Lord and blessed them with this, that, and the third, what state of mind was you in? Like how long did you fast for? What precepts was you reading over? Like everything that you do as being a light in this truth is supposed to affect someone else who's truly, sincerely trying to serve the Lord. Okay. We're all a walking lesson.
Right.
Every brother is supposed to look at the next brother that you laboring with and supposed to be able to try to draw some type of inspiration from him.
Energy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why we gotta do what? Confess our faults to one another. This is why we have to bear one another's burdens. I'll never know that I can overcome that if I don't share what I'm struggling with and give another brother opportunity to say, I just was going through that same thing. This is how I dealt with it.
Right. Being transparent helps you kill off.
You don't know what your experience, how it can help somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of some people think that their problem is unique.
Exclusive to them.
And they the only one that goes back to that. Because instead of them, you know what I'm saying, coming to their brothers and, hey, maybe we can help you with some precepts, uplift your spirits, maybe help you anything, physically, financially, whatever. Instead of doing that, oh man, ain't nobody gonna understand it, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna say nothing to the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Instead of that, that's how they feel. Or even, you know, they might get so frustrated and just be like, man, y'all ain't gonna understand my problem, you know what I'm saying? They might get frustrated and just say something like that, like, nah, yeah. You know, I'm going through so much, like, say you getting on them about something else. And they like, man, see, you know, if you knew what I was going through, I don't know what you are, but if I knew, then maybe, you know,
I'll be talking to you different.
yeah, maybe this interaction would be different.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the thing. Everybody want to hold it in. Nigga, why you holding it in? You know what I'm saying? Even in psychology, they tell you don't do that. Right. Even in the world, the psychologists tell you don't do that. Right. Don't bottle everything in till you fucking go crazy. You know, you in the truth now.
It's like,
Can brother get the book of 1 John chapter 4, verse number 1.
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Yeah, break it out.
It says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are going out into the world.
So we obviously know that Israel is going rapidly now. And with that being going rapidly, it's going to be a lot of false brethren in this truth. Coming this bad boy for their personal gains. They want to, you know, grab money, this and that, do this and that. They want the women's, do this and that. They want the lifestyle, man. Right. Trying to get the vlogs, doing this and that. Hey, you got to be able to try the spirit, you know? Because like we all say it, man, you can really tell when you really into this bad boy, when you really studying, doing your due diligence of the word, you can really tell a person that's in the spirit or in the truth for the realness of it, that's trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High to the best of their ability, and a person that just lukewarm in this bad boy, or just in it for the lifestyle. It could be something simple as, hey, brother, hey, when was the last time you read? When was the last chapter you read, brother? Oh, man, you know, Ephesians. Dang, brother, you've been in Ephesians for 7 months. Wait. You kind of tell, though, like, you can really see it, like, that's why you gotta make sure you prove every single spirit. God. You gotta be able to prove it, man. You know?
And
yeah, so
I was just gonna say with what you said in regards to people being up in it for the money. Don't like there might be people be like, oh, it's not people up in it for money, right? But we see it plain and simple, right? Let me give you a real clean example. If you on Facebook, you know you get them people that send you the friend request. You might accept it because this could be new fruit. Hey, you know I do logos. Right. Or you receive like a weird message like, yeah, thank you for the ad. Like, come on now. We know. Or you see up in they little bio, crypto trader, forex trader. You know they finna come with a clean line that's finna try to finesse you up out of your pockets. Right. So we know that people be up in it for the money. It like the brother said, right? Like Israel is growing rampantly. They see a community being built. You know what I'm saying? And that's prophecy. It is what it is. The gospel is going to be spread to the four corners of the earth. It's going to happen, but we also have to be prepared for those people that are crept in unawares. And the people that's crept in unawares, that's not saying, oh, if you're not a part of my congregation, I don't rock with you. Right. Like some of these wicked Negroes say, right? That's off. Right. That I'm gonna say it one more time. That's off as hell, actually. Right. We rock with a lot of brothers that are not a part of our specific congregation. We love them brothers, and our brothers literally went to war for us and us for them. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about these people that are acting in like manner, no, these are people that can possibly be up on the inside. Right, that are not in these things for the right reasons, like our part said. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Is that,
You on that
you
point?
good? You good? That's what I want to say. You know, being an Israelite, it ain't for no weak. It ain't for no weak niggas.
Right.
Being an Israelite is for soldiers. It's for, and this is why God chose the remnant. You know, we want a lot of people to come in. We want people to go at and get with it and do the work for the Lord. But the Lord don't want that either. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. These people cannot be in here. Right. That's why he's peeping in, because he's scared to get in. Right. He see this warfare going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? He can lose with his fringes. If he get caught with fringes on, if they smell, if he go to job and he punch in, and he'll get called to the office and be like, "Did you have the fringes on this weekend? You fired." That's what I'm saying. That's how niggas act. The boss ain't got to see him.
Said exactly on the real.
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga there with his friends just tucked in.
These niggas so scared that I catch him outside sometime. I'm at the grocery store. What's up, Ock? What's up, Ock? What's up? Man, my clothes was dirty, man. I'm just okay. Your clothes were dirty last week too, though. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is that we got to realize that we are in a battle that ain't nobody really ready to get in and fight for. And we got to realize that this is not an easy battle for people. Not just remember the scriptures, because if God didn't give you the scriptures, you're gonna struggle with that. Right. I can't have nobody watching my back. He's struggling with scriptures. Hold on, I study my damn self. I don't need you studying with me. Right. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to be on point. I got to know who you are. I got to know, what position you can play. And you got to be down with this. If I'm in camp, you got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Is there any time where I'm not camping, you there by yourself? You can just pick it up the base?
Every brother that we labor with diligently, from the conversations that we done had, these is brothers that don't make no excuses about the scriptures. Like, we read them, the Lord give us the understanding, and no matter what type of inconsistency it caused to our personal worldly life, brothers roll with what the scriptures say. Right. We got a problem with people that look like us, talk like us, dress like us, but yet they have a problem when the scriptures start conflicting with their personal way of living and their choices that they make.
Their opinions.
Right.
What they want to do, their intentions.
Right? Because these are the people that, like, the Lord put this in, he makes it plain and simple for us to tell the difference. We have to stop being over righteous to the point that when the Lord is showing you something, our benefit of the doubt spirit kicks in. Right. That I gotta be a little bit more long suffering and a little bit more patient. When the Lord is showing you clear as day, you second guessing it. Right. And then and I say you second guessing it because he's giving you a spiritual eye to see in this spiritual war that we're fighting, and you're allowing your carnal brain, which works for the spiritual left-hand side, to talk your spiritual brain out of seeing what it's seeing.
And so what you're saying is that'll make the Lord upset because you're doubting him.
You are.
Because he gave you something.
You think you're doing all this work for nothing?
Right.
All the work that we do is so that we can one day get our spiritual powers. There are some we able to have and use right now. It's just that when brothers think about spiritual power, they want to be able to zap niggas and all that.
Right. That's what Darth Vader chokers.
Brothers want to telekinesisly drop dead, he saw it. Just have a wave up and fall. No. Just to be able to spiritually see with the spiritual eye and hear. That's a spiritual gift.
Let me say it just a little bit more perfect for you, right? Discernment is a spiritual power.
Exactly.
And when you read what Paul said that he has given people to Satan that they might learn not to blaspheme.
See that?
Say
that again.
That might be a dark saying to people.
No, because it's the same thing the Lord showed you that with Job when he gave Job over to Satan.
And sometimes, look, and that goes in with, sometimes you gotta put a brother up on timeout. He doing too much. Put his ass up in timeout. Separate him. That he may learn not to blaspheme. But when he learned his lesson, accept your brother back. That's the spirit in which you move in regards to the prodigal son. You know what I'm saying? You hate to see him go, but you love to see him come back.
But it was a time when Israel was like it was supposed to be, and when you put outside of that congregation, it affected you bad.
Right.
Yeah. Shame. We're not in that place that when we put a brother outside the body or you suspended for 90 days, that niggas don't care. Is he really at home fasting for them 90 days, praying? No.
It's a lot
He's getting
there.
a free vacation.
It's like, especially when he could just get on the phone and be like, well, you know, forget them. I'm down with the new camp.
Right.
I am now warrior of malice and revenge. Like, and then, you know what I'm saying? Of Israel. Like,
Because that's literally what you're doing. Like, we're not in a position, but then we struggle because, once again, we talked about this before. What is our disciplinarian protocol? Like, we don't have one to put that fear of the Lord in people. And maybe it's not our place to put that fear in them because the Lord gonna call who he gonna call.
Right.
And when your spirit resonates with his word, the fear is gonna be there automatically. But we got people amongst us, man, that's running rampant and they doing things that's unbecoming of Israelites. And maybe that's the way the Lord wanted so that Esau can feel threatened by them and come on and bring on the Jacob's trouble. But then for me, I say, those of us that are moving the way the Spirit have us moving, we need to be establishing these type of understandings that, when we in pre-Jacob's trouble now. These the pre-stages of it. It starts off with the failure to communicate, then the war. With everything that the Lord got Trump doing, he pissing these heathens off. And for some reason, they looking at it as if it's in the favor of us. So that'll be the flame under their asses, you know what I'm saying, to make them turn and want to start getting on bull crap with Israel. You see what I'm saying? So, where do we meet up at? What is the protocol, right? How do we secure it? These are the things that we gotta do. But to even do that, we gotta make sure that the people that's amongst us ain't gonna go back and be like, well, I ain't gonna tell you that if you go 5 blocks that way and make a left, you might see a building with a green door. There'll be a bunch of Israelites back there with guns and food and all types of stuff. I don't know what you gonna find back there. Right? See that?
And that's why when a person starts falling off so long, you have to cut them off. It's because it's for the healthy of
the multitude.
Right. That's why this topic is called "Beware of Fake Israelites," because it's not that they're not an Israelite by blood; it's that they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And those are the people that's gonna be pointing you out, talking about, oh yeah, them cats are around the corner. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing, but they wear the little funny things on the bottom of their shirt. Yeah, that's what they at. You know what I mean? Those gonna be the brothers that's gonna point you out. While you keep trying to keep them around because, you know what I'm saying?
You think you weighing them down with all these precepts you constantly talking. They sit there because wherever we are, we invoke the Spirit of the Lord wherever we gather at.
Right.
I don't care, heathen, whoever. When he come into this presence of this energy, he's gonna be overtaken by the Spirit of the Lord. And he'll agree. He'll bow down. He'll kiss the boot. They'll do all the above. Jacob sit there and agree with every scripture you say, but the moment he walk away, his spirit is like, whoa, what the heck did y'all just do to me?
right.
And he going right back into nigga man, full-fledged.
Right.
I don't get excited about them. Brothers be like, man, there might be another fruit. I'd be like, man, nigga, they ain't nothing. You want to excite me? Show up the next camp, the next camp, the next camp, the next camp, and then end up on the Zoom classes. That's how you like me. Jump in the swimming pool and don't get wet.
It's a lot.
Well, one thing is that all Israel is not Israel. And we got to realize that 2/3 is going to be destroyed. So sometimes as much as we love a brother, and we want this brother to come on, brother. You can't push him and carry him, put him on his back and walk. Right. You got to want it. And unfortunately, it's some of Israel going to be destroyed. So we got to try to walk the faith and iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
Build each other up, the ones that want this walk.
So like, what precept is that? So the fool is heavier than lead.
That's all
That's
right.
all right.
And I got a precept after.
And I'm holding 3 after you. Cause it's crazy outside.
We gotta charge our
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 14.
Look it out.
What is heavier than lead? And what is the name thereof but a fool?
Right. What's heavier than lead? You know what I'm saying? You know, lead is a heavy thing, especially if you have like a bunch of it.
Yeah.
You know, lead is a heavy thing, right?
Wow.
They'll make a bulletproof vest out of what? Teflon or lead, right? So, what's heavier than lead? A fool. You can't carry. If you want to drag this fool around with you, you're gonna be righteous like me, but that ain't up to you. That's up to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the Most High don't want him, and now you over here trying to drag around a fool, and all he doing is pulling you, holding you back. Wait, yeah.
Vexation to your spirit. Even verse 15 speak to that too. Verse 15. Sand and salt and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding.
Can you read that again?
Sand and salt.
Sand, S-A-N-D. Yeah.
Sand and salt and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding. So picking up, trying to carry sand, a bag of salt, either in your hand or the big bag, or iron.
Imagine training with some sand on your back, some salt, some iron. You saying, damn.
That's easy to do that.
Think about trying to run through sand.
Right.
Look, and
No-footed. You know what I'm saying?
Iron, a lot of times we imagine iron up in a physical form, like a sword or a hammer.
Molten, it's hot and that.
Yeah, when it's molten when it's hot. But iron comes in grains.
Right.
That means it's really hard to control those things up in your hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one is easier to control than the other. Or basically what it's saying is that it's likened unto that. It's likened unto that chaos.
Like you got a better chance of picking up a handful of sand and can walk through the whole beach than trying to carry
every
food.
single grain of your hand.
You know that goes to show you that what he's trying to say is that you can lose your soul by dealing with them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like they're impossible to carry. So you know, for you to keep learning, you can't keep learning and somebody pulling you backwards. You got to keep learning with those who you build with. That's what they call building. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep turning back like Lot's wife did. What happened to her? She turned into that same sand or the salt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she didn't get to the damn metal piece.
So you carrying that like
Not only that, you gotta remember all of those are inanimate objects unless you move.
yeah.
Right.
So that's dead weight. You know what I'm saying? That's a physical challenge.
Right.
When you deal with a fool, that's a physical and a spiritual and a mental. That's why he's more heavier. He covers more bases than that sand. I can pick that sand up and subdue it by putting it in a bag.
Right.
I can't put this nigga in his mouth in a bag.
Right.
He don't tally the cost. Wherever he go, he has no shame about his acts. He don't think before he speak.
Right.
And we live in a world where when you rolling with somebody like that, that's your man.
That's your man.
Your people looking at you like,
Yeah. On the
That's
block.
how your tag.
That's how you feel. On the block, it's like, yo,
niggas like this around.
whose man is this?
yeah, whose man is this? But somebody ready to do something to him.
I'm gonna do something to the guy that run me.
That's why the first thing they say, whose
man
man
is
is this?
I'm gonna do something to the guy that run me. And then I'm gonna get him.
Now, if you got some respect amongst your people, they might be like, come on, bro. That's your man's? That's your man's?
No, you can do better than that.
If you go talk to your man, then they know you got respect for what they trying to, get across.
Right. Now, be somebody who don't got that type of status. Oh, that's your man's?
Cause I'm gonna tell
They
you.
gonna whoop your ass and you.
Right, blood, man.
Blood on your hands, literally.
Right.
Depending on what you done.
You can't say, oh man, that's my mistake. Hold on, man, we staked out. Everybody gonna get too many mistakes.
Right.
We ain't got no mistakes in us. And you probably get a mistake.
Because Israel deal with respect of person. Like you can say that, and and like you'll try to charge that to me. Depending on the grievousness of that offense, no, I'm not gonna charge it to you.
Right.
Because he learns no lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't charge it to you and then he just basically get off scot free. He gotta know that he's wrong. And if this is somebody that's potentially gonna be a part of our fold, then this is his early treatment to correction. He gotta learn that this when you're around us, this is how we operate. That's the trial of the spirit. Now that can take a year.
And that's all the state of our flies.
Because it's not trying the spirit as we are connected right now. You gotta you gotta try the spirit of every brother individually. You gotta put some communication time in with your brothers when it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? Be it a feast day, a gathering, pull up, travel, whatever. Talk with your brothers. We see it like Eid, for example. Feast day, they in their little huddles. Brothers is
And we don't like that.
Brothers is all over the place because we usually talking on the phone. So when we finally in a position to where we can physically, you know what I'm saying, deal with each other, ain't nobody in no little group huddles blocked off. Man, if we could, we'd all just be in one spot, just going in.
Right. Hey, Salak, got a quick precept speaking about that one spot and going in. Let's get 1 Samuel chapter 10 and verse 9. It's going back up. This is a good precept to use, like Black Bay was talking about. Brother come to camp. Like, oh man, you Israelites, man, y'all kill. Hey, brother, the drive-by Israelites. Yeah, man. Hey, man, keep it going. Right?
You said Samuel 9?
Yeah, 1 Samuel 10 and verse 9.
You ever get someone be like, walk past you like, Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
Right.
Yeah.
Never see that brother again.
Why he got a pork in his hand? Shabbat Shalom, brother. Keep it strong, brother. Swine eating devil.
Right.
1 Samuel 10 and 9, where we got to bring it up.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 10, and verse number 9. And it was so that when he had turned his back to go from Samuel.
Hey, there's a lot of back turning. And this is Saul turning his back on Samuel. Right? Read on.
God gave him another heart.
And that's the Lord. I can give you a righteous or a wicked heart. Read on.
And all those signs came to pass that day.
And this is all happening in one day. Right? Read on.
And when they came thither to the hill, behold, a company of prophets met him.
Hold on. It said a company of prophets. That's the camp. And they met Saul. Mind you, he's the king of Israel, right? Read on.
And the Spirit of God came upon him, and he prophesied among them.
That's Saul. So he bringing out scriptures with the camps. He bringing out precepts. He got understanding. Read on.
And it came to pass, when all that knew him before time saw that, behold, he prophesied among the prophets. Then the people said one to another, what is this that is come unto the son of Kish? Is Saul also among the prophets?
Now, why did they ask that question? Because there's different lots. There's different positions. There's a lot and there's an occupation for a prophet, and there's a lot of occupation for a king. Now, there's certain kings that can be both, like King David, right? He was a king, he was a prophet, and he was a priest. Saul was just a king. So the people, wait, he's a prophet too? He's amongst the prophets, he's amongst the Israelites, he's amongst the camp. He understands precepts. And you know how many times we've seen that camp? Brother knows certain things, and he say certain words. Like, nigga, Slap, we like, bro, you was listening, you was watching videos.
Hey, you supposed to be out here with us.
Right.
You know something.
You know something. Who learned you that?
Who learned you that, boy?
Right? Who learned you that, boy? Right? Read on.
And one of the same place answered and said, but who is their father? Therefore, it became a proverb Is Saul also among the prophets?
And you see that?
They turned that man into a proverb. That's mockery all day long. I might just start saying that.
Because in other words, you basically saying, you know what, this imbecile, this nigga is no prophet.
Right. It's
That's awful bogus as it.
He mocking him.
Because they even asked too, like, oh, who is the father?
Right.
Who made him the prophet?
Like, what camp you with? Who's your elder? Who's your leader? How you know this precept? Who you studying with? Where you went to? Here and there, this and that.
YouTube University.
Right. So if they even questioning the king of Israel, is he among the prophets? They question the king of Israel. Is he in the camp? Is he studying? Is he teaching? Is he bringing out the words? Is he sharp with the sword?
They keeping the law.
Is he keeping the law?
They know the state of those they laboring with.
Right. And mind you, in the verse it showed, it said the Lord can change his heart.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? God, I yield.
You know, another thing, you know, man, is you know, we want to hold, you know, brothers and sisters to certain standards and try to help them grow and become, you know, whoever they meant to become in this truth. But, you know, like what we're talking about is what we can observe when brothers and sisters come around us.
Right.
But what about this new age, this new wave of people that can just get on the internet and they can just act like they're really doing the righteous acts as much as you, and then just talk a good game, you know what I'm saying, say that they're really keeping these commandments, they're really doing the work as much as you, and then all of a sudden they got followers and they could tell the followers, oh yeah, we don't need no elders. You know, we don't need no leaders. We don't need these brothers that really been out there dodging bullets, getting physical with the people, going from state to state, doing the work. We don't need these people that actually woke us up in the first place. We don't need them. We can do better than them.
Right.
What about this wave of people that we can't really even observe whether they're really in this thing? You know what I'm saying? But there's so many people listening to them and following, or they think there's so many people listening to them and following them. Because it's really only a couple hundred, to be honest. But like, how do we basically, I wish I could say keep them honest, but how do we like observe and pick and point these people out and pick them apart and keep them from making the sheep go astray? Because when I say beware of fake Israelites, that's what I'm talking about. The wolves in sheep clothing that ain't proving nothing for real, just running their mouth. They can debate, they can do this, they're charismatic, right? But you know, at the end of the day, they're gonna be responsible for a lot of blood. Now we know that's gonna be on them.
Right.
But we sitting around witnessing it. We're witnesses to watching what these people are doing. Like, it's like they won't listen to no counsel, like kind of like what Nadeem was talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is the disciplinary action for these people? You see what I'm saying? Like, all they gonna do is just keep going off over and over again. They won't. It's like, are they really? Should we call them Israelites? Should we call them like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they are Israelites by blood, but and they say they're keeping the commandments, but we don't know if they got on fringes while they sitting over there. They can sit on the couch scratching their head.
Yeah, if you ain't with a body, who's keeping account of your works?
Right.
Being a part of the body gives a physical account of your works by way of your brothers being witnesses on that day of judgment to your works. So if you sitting there being an individual like keyboard Israelite, you ain't out here physically doing the work, but yet you study making videos, you popping up on people damn debates, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, don't insult the rest of our intelligence who really study. We could tell you've been on 20 debates and you use the same precepts and argument each time.
Right.
Once you've ran your course of precepts that you know, to the extent of that debate, you kind of put your hand over your mouth, or you all of a sudden your screen fade to black and you no longer a part of it, and you done pull other brothers into the argument to take over, and you gone.
Right. So like, real quick, I'm gonna bring out a precept, like just a question that Yeshaya asked, right? Basically, like in regards to repercussions for those people. Me personally, I don't think that you can give repercussions to those people. Why do I say that? Because the Lord has already made everything manifest in the way that he needs it to. Everybody is not meant to have this word or to teach this word, right? Some people are simply meant to literally deceive those that are meant to have those words, or to deceive those that are meant to be deceived. More perfectly said, right? So let's go to the book of Jude, actually, real quick. Right? This is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse number 5. When everybody got to say comment.
And I got 2 precepts myself.
Comment. I got one more after this. No, I got it. Right? This is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse number 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how the Lord, and having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, after destroyed them that believed not. Right? So basically, the Lord had to put people, literally from the beginning, he ordained people to literally be destroyed. That was not going to believe on him. There's nothing that we can do personally to put certain repercussions on people that don't believe in the Most High God. But rather, Christ is going to do that. We read that in the book of 2 chapter 7 and verse number 33 on down, where he says that basically righteousness shall be a force. Right? One of my newly found favorite precepts, right, from camp. Right? But proceeding to the book of Sirach chapter 9. Right? Sirach chapter 9. I'm going to start from verse number 13. It says, keep thee far from the men that have power to kill. Kill is not only just talking about your life, but it can talk about your name and your reputation. Right? There's people that are literally set out there by the Most High God, right, to literally test you and try you. Right? Not only that, but it can have you sit down for a while. Stay away from those people. Right? Reading on, it says, so shalt thou doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. He could take away, like when it says take away your life, it does not always mean your breath from you. Right? It can literally talk about your reputation, your name, as the scriptures talk about eloquently in regards to the Most High God.
Your current state of being.
Right.
One minute you was living high on the hog. Now your life as you knew it is over. Look at your boy Diddy. Look at your boy R. Kelly. And son and all them. Their life was taken away from them.
Right. It says, remember that thou goest in the midst of snares. Snares is a trap. Right? It says, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Meaning that these people are sent here to literally wage war against you and your reputation.
I'm double back. That word snare. I'm glad you broke it down like that, because that snare literally is talking about a person. It's a snare if you walk through it.
Yeah, if you avoid it, it's not a snare until you don't.
Yeah, we're not talking about some
Bear
tied in a bear trap with beads over it type snare. No, a person who's literally
they become a trap on
setting you up to backdoor you. You know what I'm saying, or something. They become a physical snare, and that could be your mama, your children. You know what I mean? Your husband, your wife.
But it could also be people up in this truth that claim to be up in this truth, right?
Exactly.
Right? That literally walk in the ways that man sees as righteousness rather than the Most High God.
Right.
That's one way to avoid them. But can we literally say repercussions? No. The Lord just gave us through wisdom to avoid them people to the best of our ability. Now reading on is going to tell us how to further avoid them people. Right? It says, verse number 14, as near as thou canst, guess at thy neighbor, meaning figure this man out. Look at him, be observant. Right? Figure him out. Right? As near as thou canst, right? Guess at thy neighbor and consult with the wise. That's why you need eldership. That's why you need leadership. Literally, to consult with the wise unto what's going on with this person. See, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, yeah, it seems as so, but The way that this brother is moving is specifically out of pride. 9 times out of 10, that's what the wise, the eldership and the leadership is going to tell you.
Right.
That's why you need eldership and leadership, and not be like these goofies that say, I'm going to say it plainly, the young niggas need to step up and the new blood need to issue out. That's madness. That's stupid. That's fine.
Elders of Israel, please stand up.
Exactly.
You've spoken like somebody who don't have a clue what it
Right.
means. So
The Lord told you the Lord told you to avoid those people at all costs and consult the wise and gas at your neighbor as much as you can. Literally, that's literally the record statement on how to deal with these specific type of fake Israelites, man. Those that are crept and unawares. Scripture gives us everything. The Lord is perfect. Right?
Yeah, when it comes to these fake Israelites, right, they had they come up because of COVID. It's because of COVID where most people were trapped. They would have to seek the truth on the internet. There was an explosion of Israelites around that time too. But the ones that's not sincere, they started to get weeded out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now you have another few ones that's left that's earnest. Then you have some that's left that's misguided. And you have a few small number that is misguided, right? First scripture I want is Hebrews, one of my favorite, Hebrews 11 and 25. One of my favorites, right?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse number 25.
Right.
Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God.
Salakia 10 and 25.
Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse number 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Right, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. Now, you can say that you're assembling with each other on the internet, but that is only a false equivalence. You're supposed to be able to seek out Israelites that's close to you in proximity, fellowship with them, attached to a body where all y'all can come together. Like we just came together from 5 different states. 5 different states. You understand? This is what the scripture is talking about. Not just on the internet stuff, but take the plug out of that internet any day.
Exactly.
He take the plug out of the internet, he can shut down that app any day. There'll be no more, like, niggas felt like they was about to die when they shut down TikTok.
Right.
Imagine how some of these people gonna act when he shut down Clubhouse.
Right.
Hey, Salaki, don't forget the Edomite that was praying to Donald Trump. Oh my God, please, Donald Trump, if you bring back TikTok, I'll pray for you every day, Donald Trump, I'll give you my soul.
Imagine they shut down Instagram. I remember one day Instagram was like having difficulties. Eve was going out of her mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's who these fake Israelites, these internet Israelites remind me of. Remind me of Eve. That's on Instagram, hyped off for likes.
Right.
You understand? And the only reason they be having sometimes 100 people or more inside their room because a lot of our people like folly.
Right.
They like folly. Like the scripture say, they move swiftly to folly. You know what I'm saying? They like folly, they like contention, they like debate, right? That's a lot of our people like it in their carnal state of mind. So they go to those rooms looking for that kind of stuff. But if it's a straight edification room, the numbers are dwindled to like 30% of what they usually get.
Right.
If it's just straight edification. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, period. A lot of people like the fiery can videos, when you do a sit-down lesson like this. Come on now, we all know how Israel is. Only a few people are sincere, right? So I don't really worry about fake Israelites on the internet because when things get real serious, they're gonna fade to blackness anyway, right? Finish with that scripture for me, okay?
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and to so much the more as you see the day approaching.
Right, so much more as the day approaches, and the day is approaching. We see the signs, we see the temperature, we see the climate that's going on right now. We see the state of the earth right now, right? You know, we see the times coming. We don't know the exact hour, but we see the times coming. And so what happens? We're exhorting one another. We're gathering around one another. We're doing what the scripture's supposed to do. Not just on the internet, but also in real life. Right? Let me also get in James where it says, "I'll show you my faith by my works." That's James 2, I think it's 24 or 22.
I think it's 1 and 20.
James 2 and 18. Hold on.
It's probably 2 or 18, right?
Yeah, it's right after that. It's right after that. 2 and 20.
Show you my faith by my works.
Show you my faith by my works. So that's what a lot of the sheep that look out for. The people that show you their faith by their works.
I got it.
You got
Bring it
it?
up.
Yeah, bring it up.
James chapter 2 and verse 18.
Come on.
Yea, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
Right? So a lot of people gonna say, I got faith and I got works. That's what they're gonna yell all the time on the internet. But then you got men like us that's really in the trenches that's gonna show you our faith by our works. You know what I'm saying? We doing that by our works. We're gonna do it by the way we pull up, by the way we interact with people face to face, by the way we hold the feast days. These guys on the internet, it be the new moon. I see HOI Detroit, HOI Chicago holding services. These niggas on the clubhouse talking crazy, talking about nonsense on the new moon. Folly. You understand? While we holding services and taking care of the sheep and taking care of family, they on the clubhouse talking about nonsense during the tabernacles.
Get mad if you point it out.
When you get mad at you point out during the Purim, during the Passover, folly. You understand? They're not really doing nothing.
Yo, what are you doing? It's tabernacle, bro. Don't your camp keep tabernacles around the same time?
Right.
And you talking about religion? Like, they get mad at you because you correcting them.
Exactly. And this is why they hate eldership, they hate guidance, and they hate what real Israelites. Because real Israelites always gonna point out when fake Israelites doing fake stuff. One last scripture. I wish I could remember where it was, but it says, "The deceiver and the deceived are mine."
Yeah, that's in Proverbs.
That's in Proverbs, right?
I got a precept to that James 2 and 18.
And while they look for you, can bring it out.
Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. And he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And this is what we're talking about, like, once you start moving in that spirit and adhering to the spirit and doing the works, you'll start to see things at camp, spiritual things happening around the body that a person that's not moving in the spirit can't see it. They wouldn't be able to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? But this is the reward that comes from doing the work that Ark is talking about. Whether we had these phones or not, it's been times where brothers been was doing camp and didn't have no phones.
Right. Facts.
So we know brothers are still putting that same effort and energy in, and it's not for social media's sake so that nobody can see us doing it, because we know it's the Most High eyes see what we're doing. That's what you do it for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the alternative to that is that we do it also for our brothers and sisters that labor with us, to be an inspiration to them. We're not doing it to be like your Christian pastors and them out there, you know, in a circle praying out on the street, thank you, Lord, for my ankles and my shoes and my shoestring and all that. Like, we don't care about all of that. Right? We don't run around boasting and bragging, oh, I'm an Israelite every time you get an argument. You see us. When you see us, you see our fringes. Somebody tell me, oh, I'm an Israelite, first thing my eyes do is look down.
Come on, son. Right.
I'm looking at your garment, at your borders. That's the first thing I'm looking at.
Right.
Then I'm coming back up if you're a dude, because I ain't even just natural instinct straight to look at the garment. That's doing the work. Right? Let's put it in perspective. Doing the work ain't just being at camp doing these videos. Doing the work is growing that beard on your face if you was cutting it off.
Right.
Doing the work is putting them fringes on. And these are the things that are within your means to do. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at you, brother, and there's something as simple, something that you physically have the power to do yourself and you're not doing it, right, then I don't see no works when you, I can't take you serious. You on the side of the road with your doggone hood up having car problems, I'm gonna drive right past you because I don't see no branches. So like, we talk about building a nation. This is the sociology of being an Israelite, right? The human behavior, the understanding of the human behavior as an Israelite is right here.
Yeah, you know, Salakia, it's funny you say that, right? Because, you know, that's the reason why I get ZZs too, because sometimes I don't have a shirt with fringes, so I throw in the ZZs.
Right.
Because you do want to have, to the best of your ability, you do want to have an indication that you're an Israelite, because on the left-hand side, they do it.
Right.
Like, I know people that's Freemasons personally, right? Eastern Stars personally, and every single vehicle they get, they have that little
they
sticker
got
on
it.
it. Make sure they put their sticker on. Make sure they wear a ring. They make sure they do something, to change something, hand gesture, something, so you know who they are. So if they could go that hard on the left hand side, we supposed to be going 10 times hard on the right hand side.
Yeah, man. Ain't no being ashamed of being, you know what I'm saying, the Most High children.
Right.
Ain't no being ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hell what people think, feel, you know what I'm saying, what they think is reality, and we know that it's not. The hell with that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, they're going to keep representing wickedness. And you're going to keep representing righteousness if you're really serious about this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to get into the other topic?
Yeah, other topic now.
Hold up. Yeah, Con. Let me get Tobit chapter 4 verse 12. Let me get Galatians 4 verse 16.
You said Tobit 12 or Tobit
4 and
This is the
12.
book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12.
So the style we're gonna do with this is we call it rapid fire, right? So this type of is gonna flow in the way of a sequence. It's gonna paint a picture like a story. So let me get Tobit chapter 4 verse 12. Let me get Galatians chapter 4 verse 16. All right,
This
bring
is
it
the
up.
book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly the wife of the seed of thy father.
Right, we going?
And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
Right. So with Tobit chapter 4, the reminder in that is chiefly take a wife of your own nation. Right? Now, what is the problem there? Let's get Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Because you tell a brother, nah, brother, don't mess with these heathens. You deal with your people as Israelites. Right? And that ties in earlier with the lesson that brother's bringing out with accountability. You don't want to be in a camp because you don't want to be held accountable. You want to create your own rules. You want to be your own elder, right? You want to be your own leader. You want to create new rules and you take different doctrines and breakdowns and precepts and understandings and twist it around to fit your agenda. Why? Because in your damn closet, you got Becky with the bad hair, right? You got a video every time you hear King Kong consciousness, right? Dr. Umar cussing your ass out because you know it's wrong. You sleep with spoiled milk.
Right.
And you trying to hide it. So you'll curse out your own people to defend your damn enemies. Right? So now we bring out Tobit. The Lord said, chiefly take a wife for your own people. But now you got a problem with Israelites because we telling you the truth. Galatians 4 and 16.
This is Galatians chapter 4, verse number 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
So are we your enemy because we telling you we're not a damn cult? Because we telling you to embrace your culture as an Israelite and your customs?
Right.
We telling you to separate from your damn enemy, that damn white wench that people don't know literally created the chains to put on the necks of you so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Seminole Indians?
Right.
While the white man break your own women? We your enemy because we telling you the truth that we in captivity and we suffering? Go ahead, King.
And a lot of people, they look at Israelites as a cult because we love our own people.
Right.
That's not really known amongst the world. The world literally is put into a co-mingling situation that really Esau perpetuated, right? Not only Esau, but the rest of the world, right? The rest of the world wants everybody to be one people, as I believe the Maccabees state, right? And ironically, man, we got the Feast of Simon Maccabees coming up, right? The people wanted us to be just one people, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for them.
For them.
Right, for them, right? But the Lord wants justice only for us because we've been the ones that are wrong.
Yeah.
So just to add a precept to that, Galatians chapter 4, right? That's the book of Psalms chapter 109 and verse number 4. It says, for my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love, right? So oftentimes we're gonna literally be given hatred, and especially now, where times are ramping up, prophecies are coming to pass. You got Jacob's trouble up on the rise, civil wars up on the rise, national wars up on the rise, right? All these things are gonna happen, and we're gonna receive much more hate. And that's why we have to band together as a nation that's not desired. Because when you read the book of, Additions to Esther, right? I believe it to be, they literally tell us that the letter that they write to each other, being that these people are not for our terms. These people are rebellious against all other nations. Their laws are against ours, and so much more, you know? So we're literally gonna be set with this nation that we're being ruled over by. They're gonna count us as treasonous people because we don't carry out their laws as they say, or their customs rather, but we follow the laws and the customs of our forefathers and the Most High God. And that's troublesome to them, which is why whenever you see, when you have never literally seen the nation crumble, the nation not of Israel, but of Idumea, of America, you have not seen it crumble until you've seen Israelites keeping these laws. They know what's coming because we keep the laws. And they're going to do everything up in their power to literally set us at naught, away from the knowledge of our forefathers and our God. We really have to pay attention because these things are really coming. It's really finna turn up. All right, these next 4 years, it's gonna get real crazy. People don't really, I don't think people grasp that. It's gonna get bad, very bad.
Listen, before verse 6.
Because
They're going to get a sword.
this is the book.
Right.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse number 6. For if thou deal truly, thy shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly.
And Salaki, the name of this lesson is called Alms and Niggas on the Side. Right? That's the name of this lesson. It's called Alms and Niggas on the Sides. God? Right? Boy, listen, the scripture said rebuke them sharply. Right? There's certain rebukes that you gotta do that put the fear of God in men. To remind their spirit, like, Negro, wake your behind up. We in war, we in the battlefield, right? Part of you contributed, if you can't be there physically, you can help with your earnings, your monies, whatever you got, support. We in the battlefield. Even Esau's military. No soldiers just come in, I'm gonna buy this gun, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this whole armor. No, somebody is making that to support the soldiers on the battlefield. You can say what you want about the Israelites in the front line, the men at camp and all of it. Yeah, you're going to talk that talk. Okay. You want to cuss us out. Okay. But when that war comes, who door you going to be knocking on? Right? When you're looking for understanding, when you're looking for scripture, you're looking for breakdown, who are you going to start to call? If people think we lying, let's get Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Who are you going to call? Ain't going to be no Ghostbusters.
Right.
Right? When that famine hit, Lord of mercy, boy.
I literally, I was about to share the live, the group group chat, right? You know it just pops up. You know it's the spirit, right? Let me show you this clip. This is a soldier. He said, I need you to stand and fire up there. I need to get a lock in your position.
I just told you.
Wait. Right? Because this is where it is, right? What it just literally showed you. He said, say it again, say my rank. He said, silent gent. Oh, you have an accent, not American. Oh, you have seen through my camouflage. This is what we literally have to look out for. We have to look out for those that are cracked and unawares. This is popped up by the Spirit of the Lord up on my phone. Literally, there's going to be people that hit you with the shalom, right? Or even up in your DM, shalom, big.
Like I was saying, it might be somebody that you really been trying to get in, your best friend, somebody who you really want them to be in the truth, that may be raised up with that spirit of deceit.
Yeah, you thinking that it's just the spirit of rebellion. No.
Oh, I finally been worn down. The Lord finally
Right.
watered those seeds that I've been planting.
Right, but that's a deceit, that's a lying spirit.
Right.
These are the things that we really need to watch out for, especially up in these rising times, even going with what you were saying now.
And I'm gonna bring out that point with the precept, but that goes with that point because we saw a snippet of this, the worldly part of doing the pandemic, where Israel's calling on Israel. Oh, hey man, there's more than 3 people in that house. They calling them hotline. So imagine when it's like phone somebody because you saw an Israelite.
Right.
You know, we'll give you a reward because you saw an Israelite. Oh yeah. Brother, sister, auntie gonna call. Hey, yeah, Shalom. You still over there?
Jenkins already called ice on.
So it's like we seeing it already happening.
Hey, we'll take it a step further, man. On the closing of Passover, what brothers from Angels tell us? Oh, you know, when brothers was with the watchmen, right, during the time, but kick the Quran across the street, right?
Yeah.
Don't you know that FBI showed up to his grandma's crib?
Yeah.
His grandmother called him. Yeah, come over here. The FBI is over here for you. He like, click.
Yeah.
My grandmama would literally sell me out. Literally. The brother told us that, man.
They got you going on.
Literally. If y'all haven't tuned into the closing of Passover, man, just look at that bad boy. It's a fire lesson. But the brother literally told us that. Literally.
Hey, and with that Passover closing lesson, actually y'all just spoke to him. He said he's gonna start the whole joint.
Count our person the most.
Fire. So
Let's
yeah.
Let me bring this out real quick. This Galatians 6:4.
Let's get
But
that.
let every man prove his own works, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. Verse 5, for every man shall bear his own burdens. It's another way that we able to tell our brothers that's sincere in this work.
Right.
I've witnessed brothers when they in that self-reflective mode and they really troubled by something they dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And every brother in here can attest to that. That's when we know brothers is sincerely trying to really serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because they beating themselves up over something that they struggle or falling short, to where brothers can really see it on you and they got it, and then brothers go to start exhortating. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of those things when we got to look out for them deceitful people who moved in. Look at how they react to when they're being told they're going off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They hate you for it. They're not good. They're no good.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because we understand that that's a form of love to correct each other. So if I know I'm going the hell off, I gotta question every last one of you Negroes around me. Now I know I'm going the hell off. Ain't nan one of these brothers came and rebuked me yet. Ain't nobody said nothing to me.
Right.
You should have a problem with that. Ain't no way you know you going off and nobody that you laboring with said nothing to you.
Right.
Brothers is not being diligent to know the state of the flock.
Right.
Brothers can't bear your burden, or they obviously not trying.
But I don't care nothing about you.
Or they don't care. It's these are signs within the works itself, like within doing the work. It shows us the counter to it. I know you ain't sincere about this. You don't look like you distraught about it. You just got rebuked and you already less than 24 hours, you in another situation.
Right.
Eve. But they'll get to it just to end the conversation. You know, I'm going off. Man, Salakia, I'm working. And there's no sincerity in it. You just know to say those politically correct words at the moment.